Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 2023 BMW M3 Competition xDrive, and it is the latest version of the 6th generation of one of the most iconic performance cars of the last 40 years. And what I am going to do for you today is review this car. We're going to look at the engine and the transmission, first and foremost, of course. We'll have a look at the styling, we'll measure out the cargo space, we'll look at the passenger room, and we will look at the features on this particular BMW M3 Competition. And as always, if some of that stuff sounds good and some of it sounds bad, check the description below for timestamps. So of course, we have to start by looking under the hood. This is the S58 twin-turbo 3-liter inline-6. On this particular M3, we are looking at 503 horsepower and 479 torque. This is an absolutely fantastic engine. It sounds great, it feels great, the turbo lag is minimal, it pulls like a freight train. There's really nothing at all to complain about when it comes to the engine on this particular BMW M3 Competition. I love it. Now, interestingly enough, this M3 actually is equipped with an automatic transmission, and I do mean automatic. For the G80 chassis M3, which this current one is, it's the first time that an M3 has ever been offered with an actual automatic transmission. Before, they were all either regular manual transmissions with 3 pedals or sequential manual transmissions of some description, but this has an honest-to-God torque converter automatic, the ZF8HP transmission, and if you're going to put an automatic transmission in an M3, that's definitely the one that you want. The 8HP is, in my estimation, the finest automatic transmission available in any car today, and it is available in a lot of them, including this BMW M3. It should be noted that it is possible to order your M3 with a stick shift. 6-speed manuals do still exist on these cars. Pretty rare option. You're probably going to have to do a special order from your dealer if that's what you want, but it is available if you have your heart set on 3 pedals. Now we're going to talk about the styling of this BMW M3, and I'll just come out and say it. I think this car looks fantastic. Personally, I think it's the best looking M3 BMW has done since the E46 chassis. It does look aggressive. I like the way that the flared wheel arches look, and I think it looks particularly good in this black sapphire metallic paint. This one is equipped with the laser headlights, which look really cool as well from the outside of the car. When it's off at night, honestly, I can't really tell the difference between the laser headlights and the LED lights that are in my personal car, but they do look awesome. I even like the giant twin nostril grille. This was really sort of controversial when it first came out on the 4 Series, but personally, I think it looks good. It is aggressive, and there are so many ugly grills out in the world right now, Lexus, that this really isn't that offensive to me. I think that it sort of fits with BMW's heritage as far as the twin kidney grille. It is a little bit ostentatious, but I like the way it looks. I really think that everything about this car really looks fabulous. And like I said, best looking M3 since the E46, which was probably the best looking M3 they ever did. So kudos BMW for the styling on this G80 chassis M3 Competition. Now we are going to measure out the cargo space on this BMW M3. So I'm going to go grab my laser tape measure and we'll do just that. The length of the rear cargo area from the back of the trunk to the bottom of the back seat, 3 feet and 2 inches. The width of the trunk at its widest point, in between those cubby holes and the golf club hole, 4 feet 5 inches. The width of the trunk at its narrowest point, in between the wheel wells, 3 feet 1 inch. The height of the trunk, 1 foot 8 inches. And the maximum length of the cargo area from the rear of the trunk with the back seat folded down is 5 feet and 7 inches approximately. I say approximately because that is the measurement to the back of that front seat, so it's in kind of a middle position. You could move it forward or back and gain or lose a couple more inches, but you're looking at about 5 feet and 7 inches. And if you ever need to lift anything into the back of your M3 Competition, you will need to lift it 2 feet and 3 inches off the ground. We have a little extra cubby hole to put little things in there. Underneath the floor is your battery, mounted for optimum BMW 50/50 weight distribution-ish. Let's see, the front license plate and the front plate bracket that have not been installed. And this right here is your can of Fix-A-Flat and tire pump that you can plug into the 12-volt outlet. So that is the cargo area in a BMW M3 Competition xDrive. Now we're going to check out the passenger room on this M3. Obviously, an M3 is a practical performance car, so let's see just how practical. I'm 6'5", so let's see if I can sit behind myself in a G80 M3 Competition. All right, so as we see, I sit in the front. I have enough room in the front. I'm sitting upright. This vehicle is not equipped with a moonroof, so right now I have enough knee room and enough headroom, but I am sitting quite upright. If I move to the back seat, I fit-ish. My knees are up against the seat, my head's up against the ceiling, so not a perfect fit, but again, I'm 6'5", so you can fit normal-sized people behind themselves. And in the back seat, it should be noted we have some wireless charging, and we have another zone for the back seat passengers on the climate control, so they can control their own climate back here. We have the very nice M colors stitched into the seat belts. And of course, you have the ISOFIX latch system so that you can put modern child seats in here. So there you go. That is the backseat room in the M3 Competition. Now we're going to talk about the features on this particular M3 Competition, and I happen to have the factory build sheet right here. The original MSRP on this car was $88,295. Some of the major options on here, you have the parking assistance package, which gives you the parking assistant plus, which allows some level of self-parking. The car will parallel park itself. Very, very sporty for your keen driver who would buy an M3. We also have the executive package. That gives you the heated steering wheel, the Live Cockpit Pro, including the navigation system, power tailgate, again, a power trunk closer, very sporty for the keen driver, and remote engine start. The Live Cockpit Pro is something that I will touch on in a little bit more detail. So you have this nice big curving screen in front of you, directly in front of the driver. You have the gauges as far as the tachometer, the speedometer, obviously all of that is digital. And then in the center screen, that's where you can see some more of the settings, change different applications and stuff. And you have the ability to change what is displayed on what screen, so you can see the map right in front of you if you want that, or you can put the map on the screen in the center of the car. You also have a very nice full color heads-up display that shows you various information in front of you. I like this setup a lot. Obviously, digital gauge clusters are something that is becoming very, very common in the car business. I think that this one is well done. I sent a picture of the gauge cluster to a friend of mine last night, and she just wrote back, Star Trek. And it does look kind of futuristic, or at least extremely modern. Remains to be seen if you have one of these 10 years from now, if it just looks dated at that point. I'm sure there's a risk that it will be. But for now, in February of 2023, it does look really cool. I like the way that the two screens are kind of connected in one giant piece and curved towards you, so it's kind of a driver-oriented, driver-focused cockpit. It is a cool look, and it's something that I enjoy a lot. I think that alone is worth the $1,800 for the executive package. This car, as I mentioned earlier, also has the Icon adaptive LED headlights with the laser light. And we also have xDrive Professional. This gives you a little bit more sporty features in the dual cockpit screen. So we have the M track mode, 10-stage traction control, which is crazy. The M drift analyzer, so if you go drift this car around, you can let the car rate you and see how you did. And the M lap timer, so if you do plan on actually spending some time on a racetrack in your new M3, the xDrive Professional is probably a must-have option for you. We have the M Shadow Line lights, which is a $300 option that just gives you black trim on the headlights on the exterior of the car. The carbon fiber interior trim on the inside of the vehicle, that is a $950 option. And wireless device charging, they charge you $200 extra for that. And I would complain about having to pay $200 for wireless device charging in this car when it came standard in both my 2021 Subaru Legacy XT Touring and my 2023 Acura Integra A-Spec technology package. But quite frankly, wireless charging sucks. It takes really long to charge your phone and you're way better off just plugging it in. So who cares? Don't even order it with wireless charging. Save your $200. Even on an $88,000 car, it's not worth it. Thank you so much for watching my review of the 2023 BMW Competition xDrive. A friend will show you their new M3. A good friend will let you sit in it and take you for a ride, but a really good friend will let you borrow it for a couple of days so you can film it for your YouTube channel. So thanks, Bubba. I do appreciate it. And it is available in a lot of them, so put the BMW M3 on the list. Somebody in an older 3 Series is setting off bottle rockets on a windy day right now, so not always the classiest people drive these cars.